It's time to dip back into the handheld to pick up a Fun for Five. What's going on? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to yet another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right, we have made it all the way to Evercade Friday. And it's time to pick up that lone, mysterious collection that has been missing from our Fun for Five lists. That's right. We're going all the way back to Namco Collection 2. But first, you might see that things are a little different around here. Yeah, I'm in fact nowhere near the Bacon Ice Cream Studios at all. Just chilling in an undisclosed location. But I'm also using this opportunity to test a whole bunch of things. What does that mean? That means I might be able to even bring you guys content from just about literally anywhere, which is kind of cool. I've been toying with some ideas, maybe bringing you some stuff that I can sprinkle in between the days, in between Second Master System Monday, all the way through Evercade Friday, maybe even on the weekend, something that maybe I wanted to talk about but didn't quite fit in it. Anything, all gaming and retro related and all that kind of stuff, of course. But you might see some little sprinkles of stuff coming in that's just a quick hit kind of thought thing, that kind of thing. And I'm trying to use the different pieces of technology that I have at my disposal in order to do just that. So if you're into that, well, congratulations, because we should be having some of that stuff coming up real soon. If not, I mean, of course, just let me down below, like, hey, Rich, you're going crazy, knock it off, whatever. But that's not why we're here. We are here to, like I said, dip back into the Namco Collection 2. We're going to do our Fun for Fives. And now I know this one is a huge, huge collection for many of you. You may, in fact, be expecting, hey, it's time for Rich's picks like we normally do, and we're just going to pick a giant circle around all 11 games on this cart, and then we're done, right? But I want to make sure that I'm highlighting like my picks, like the ones that like really, 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 speak out to me. So if I don't pick your game, I'm sorry. But if I miss one that I wanted to hit, I'm sorry to myself too. but yes, we are going to go in through the Evercade Collection 2, and I'm going to highlight some games that I think that you should play on the collection if you guys have one of these cards. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to that card, shall we? And see what we can see. Let's go. All right, so here we are. We got my trusty handheld. We're hooked in very neatly with this HDMI cable, which just did that to me. So I have to be very careful with the cable. So I'm going to be just that. So if there are some action moments, if I make a lot of mistakes during the game, I'm just trying to keep it from restarting. Okay. All right. Awesome. So Burning Force is the first game on the list in the Namco Collection 2, and we're going to give it a Rich's pick right away. Why? Because it's a cool, unique shooter that, it gives me heavy Sega vibes, right? Like when you're looking at this game, of course, you've got to say right away, oh my goodness, this is, like Space Harrier on steroids. You've got all sorts of cool action going on. It's just a fun game. You also have, that's weird. Like in this first stage, you've got this weird like Death Star thing going on in the background. You can imagine yourself if you're into that kind of thing. You can imagine yourself as as Ray, like taking that little thing across the thing to, like go meet up with Kylo Ren or whatever. If, like I said, if you're into that thing. But other than that, it is just a really awesome, fun game. And it's not as punishing, in my opinion, as a game like like a Space Harrier. Space Harrier, you can get tough really, really quick. I mean, so can this one as it goes along, but you do definitely seem a little more powerful in this one, in my opinion. And it's cool. It's fun. The graphics are really awesome. The music is really cool. Um, it's just got a lot of like really cool attitude, and it was a great discovery game for me too because I didn't actually play this one. Um, growing up, I didn't actually know that this game even existed until the collection, to be honest. So, so that's pretty cool. Definitely a richest pick, and that is Burning Force. All right, cool. So let's go on to Dig Dug 2, which gets an automatic richest pick as well. The reason why is because I loved the original Dig Dug, and this one came in and surprised me as well because it kind of turned the whole oh no, it kind of turned the whole game mechanic on its head, right? So instead of digging holes, now you're like, like you've got this giant mallet and you're running around, um, eliminating your foes by putting them into the sea, and like making giant holes in these little mini islands before you go into your next stage, which is it's really cool. It's really fun. If you haven't checked it out yet, I definitely highly encourage you to do so. It is a super fun game, and and you can technically play it either way. I mean, you get the more bonus points when you do the cool things and put them in the island and all that kind of stuff. Actually, there we go. There we go. Boom. Yeah, when you do it like that, you get the bonus points, which is really cool. But you do still have access to your pump up ability, so you can just run around and pump up your enemies full of air to your heart's content, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean this is Dig Dug 2, definitely a richest pick and one that I recommend that you play. All right, cool. Let's go on here. All right, Dragon Spirit: The New Legend is another shoot 'em up. There's a lot of shoot 'em ups on here. I'm going to go ahead and also give this a richest pick. And the reason why I'm going to give it a pick is because this one has like it's really kind of like a cool top down scrolling shooter, but it definitely also has like it's wicked hard. It is really hard, but it is also just a really cool um, game that's got like a cool story, and it's just really got a cool attitude. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this one. I just wanted to mention, hey, look, check this one out. This might even qualify as like a half pick, but it is cool. So definitely, please do check that out. Galaga, super classic. We're gonna dive in here. Another shoot 'em up. Like I said, this collection is super heavy on those. And in my opinion, a lot of people like Galaxian. Um, for me, I like the Galaga action, and maybe it's because like one of my first introductions to this game could have been, it was certainly in the arcade. I think I played it at least once or twice. But my real interaction with this game is, to be honest, the loading screens on all those great Namco games that came out on the PlayStation when the PlayStation came out, because um, you know while everything was loading, you needed some time because some of those games took ages to load. So what are you going to do? And there's Namco with the answer while you're waiting for Tekken 3 or whatever you're going to do to load up. There's some cool games you can play, and Galaga was certainly one of them. So very cool, and of course a classic, an arcade classic, definitely a richest pick, and that is Galaga. Pack Attack. Sorry guys, we really like Pack Attack. I don't know. I mean, it's just not a pick for me. We're gonna move on. Phelios gets a richest pick simply for the reason that it is a cool game that also has a cool story. It is a top-down shooter, which I've been sort of coming into my own for. So if it's this or Dragon Spirit, if I was picking two to play, I would definitely say pick Philios over Dragon Spirit for sure. But sometimes shoot 'em ups just aren't your thing, right? So again, if these are like why are you talking? You're highlighting all the shoot 'em ups. I mean, like I love Pack Attack. Why are you playing that or whatever? It you know the other reason why I'm playing Phelios is if I do not play Phelios, a certain individual that is a member of the Evercast will annihilate me. um, um, but and I know that I said that these were like my picks or whatever. But it is a fun game. Look at the like you got that cool like parallax scrolling thing. You've got like all sorts of really cool like weaponry going on. It's just a super super fun game, um, and definitely worthy of that richest pick. So there we go. There we go. Let's attack these crazy guys here. I mean, it's just awesome. The soundtrack is cool. Everything looks nice and bright and gorgeous. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So if you haven't given Phelios a try, you got to go ahead and give this one a whirl. All right, awesome. So that's Phelios. Rich's pick. Now, here's where we get to the controversy. I'm going to go here to Splatterhouse Part 2, and I'm going to show you this screen. And then I'm about to give it a half a richest pick. Why? Because Splatterhouse 2 is cool, and I like it. And then I definitely did have a lot more fun in the score challenge than I did in the original time that I've played Splatterhouse. However, Splatterhouse 3, in my opinion, is amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. I think as far as like the world building and the cool story and the brooding and all of that kind of thing, I think it's a far superior experience to Splatterhouse 2. And I know that could be some serious controversy, but it's definitely one of those games where that like, oh man, they put some serious time into setting this like dark and crazy and sinister mood into this game. And you've got like all these different story elements, and you have to like run and be making sure that you're picking up things and doing things in time, because if you don't, then like Jennifer is gonna be like poor Jennifer is gonna have awful things happen to her. You've got to make sure you're doing all of your stuff the right way. Never before have I played a game that is just a side-scrolling beat 'em up, right? With the sense that, oh man, if I'm not doing this right, there's like real consequences. This monster thing is going to come get me. And like, did I just go in the wrong door? Am I going the wrong way? This is, I'm just showing you guys what's going on here. But, but you just don't know, right? Until you start playing the game and you learn which ways to go. The game is just pure terror, kind of like you're getting nervous even on all this stuff. So anyway, this is Splatterhouse 3 on the on the Namco Collection 2. Let me get rid of these guys here. All right, they got me. So that's Splatterhouse 3 on Namco Collection 2. So So, like I said, not going to play it, but Splatterhouse 2 is a half richest pick for sure. But if I had to pick between the two, to pick one to highlight, I'm highlighting Splatterhouse 3 because it's just such a great game, such a great game. All right, cool. So Tower Druaga is a cool adventure puzzle game. It gets a half a richest pick too, but I don't know if it's like a full pick. Now Warpman, on the other hand, is a richest pick, and the reason why is because it's such a weird and quirky game that it allows you to play it in like 2 or 3 different ways. You've got this like shooter level thing going on, and then you can go into this like maze thing where it's like Bomberman. It's a really like cool and neat little game. Definitely different. Like not you don't see a game like this at all, especially especially games that um, have those like multiple stages that really feel completely different when you're playing them. It is a really really cool and neat experience. I'm also running against the clock here, not only on time we're doing this, but also I'm starting to get the beep, the blinkies on the handheld. Should have charged a little more, Rich. And then we have Weapon Lord. Now, this is definitely not a richest pick. And the reason why is because this might, in fact, be maybe, just maybe, one of the worst fighting games I've ever played in my life. I just wanted to highlight it to make sure that like this is, if there could be like a negative richest pick, I think I might give it to Weapon Lord. I'm sorry, Weapon Lord fans, but it's just not. You know what? I'm just going to start it up just to give you guys a little bit of a taste of Splatterhouse 2, just so you guys can see the difference. It's still like you got that really cool brooding environment. This is a lot more arcadey, Splatterhouse 2 than anything else. The only thing though is the your actions, right, are a little more limited. Your character movement it feels a little more, let's just say, it feels a little more, I don't know, like stiff I think is the operative word. The jumping's a little more stiff. The action of you attacking feels a little more. I don't know how to describe it. Like restrained almost, right? Like you think you can move a little more, but it's just it doesn't let you, and it can become frustrating at times, to be honest. That and the low life thing is also one of those things that gets me. Although I was lucky during the score challenge and I was able to get all the way through the first like 2 stages or something like that. As you can see, that doesn't always happen for me, but that is Splatterhouse 2. Right before I lose complete battery power on this, I will give it to you guys, and then that's how that is. So let's go to the wrap up and see what we're talking about here. All right, guys. So that was it. That was Namco Collection 2 on the Evercade via the Evercade handheld, because that's exactly how we can play that. Now, the question. We played it for a lot more than 5 minutes, because of course we're doing a collection. We got to give everyone a little bit of a little taste. Did we find the fun? Yeah, of course. There it is. There was that fun. This is a meaty collection. This is such a good collection of games. If you guys don't have this one, I would say this is probably in must-buy category for those of you that are into these genres, right? You're into the shmups, you're into the the arcadey action games, you're into just like kind of weird and quirky games, this is the collection for you. There are a lot of strong titles here that have a lot of nostalgia for people. Splatterhouse 2 and 3 specifically fall into that. They're harder to get. They're harder to get cartridges on their own. So to get them in this collection for a reduced rate is also cool. The other thing is too, Namco 2 is not going to be playing around with us for too much longer. So if you guys are interested in it, go out to your Fun Stocks and your Amazons or wherever you can find it and scoop these up before they hit the collector's market, because they are going to go away in a little bit, and we don't know how or how long they're going to remain gone or if they are coming back. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about this. But let's just go down the list real quick. So 1, 2, 3, sort of half. So 1, 2, 3 and a half. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8.5 picks out of 11. I mean, this is a strong card. So, very cool stuff. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below about what you guys think about the collection, about this episode in general. So I always want to hear what you guys think, and what you guys might want to see next. I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue on the line, but eventually we're going to run out of cartridges to do full Fun for Fives on. And then what happens then? Just want to kind of put that in the ear. I mean, we went through 9 carts already. Next week is another huge cart. It's Pico 1. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. It's 20 games, and more than half of them are just slamming awesome fun. Who knows what's going to go on. So again, let me know down below what you might want to see after all of the dust settles on the collection runs. And again, let me know what you think about Namco 2, and if you're going to plan on getting one or whatever. All right, cool. So don't forget, tomorrow is the Evercast. It's your weekly dose of Evercade goodness, starring myself and Ed, Richard, KillDashNine, and Classic Gaming from Pete, and Crow from the Crow Continuum. We're going to be talking about all sorts of cool stuff, and that, of course, the bottom row of the Intellivision collection, which I need to charge this handheld up and get back into my memory bank so we can talk about it for you. So, with all that being said, it is time to end this awesome episode from the depths of undisclosed locations. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And until next time, we'll catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we'll see you later. Take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com